Elon Musk is buying Twitter for $44 billion. Want to talk about it, Owen?
As citizens of the world, we need a platform that allows us to really speak our mind.
So it feels counteract. Listen, when people talked bad about Tesla, Elon Musk had them either fired from the company or banned off Twitter. Like, there's things that Elon Musk has done for people that talk bad about him. Hello and welcome to the Hustle Over Everything podcast. This is the podcast where we receive stories, tips, and tactics from entrepreneurs who have done it. I'm Alex.
And I'm Owen Osinde.
And today we're having a wildcard episode. A wildcard episode where you just chop it up, talk about trending topics, whatever's going on in the world, and just check in with each other.
Yes,
So, yo,
sir.
Owen, my guy, what's popping, bro? How you?
Alex Witter, back in the sixth side.
Yes, sir. Yo, back from vacation.
Yes.
How you doing, bro?
It was a vacation, bro.
It was a vacation.
Vacation. I felt like a bay out there, you know?
That is not what vacation means, fam.
What's vacation?
Vacation means you are with another person on vacation.
Man,
So you went there solo.
I went there solo. I went there to be rejuvenated. You know, it's been a minute since I've taken a vacation. And actually, I've never taken a vacation in a while, bro. From university, from graduation to working, Corona making things messed up. It felt like a treat being out there. And I went to Tulum and I stayed at Selena. So Selena, if you've never been to Selena, it's a group of like different hostel resorts from everywhere in the world. A lot of digital nomads work out of there. So if you're an entrepreneur, if you want to grind and want to get away from the city, if you're in New York or somewhere in North America or anywhere in the world, but you want to go to somewhere hot and meet other cool people, Selena is definitely one of those places I definitely recommend. And you can do it on a budget. And I met a lot of amazing people, bro. Made some awesome connections, and everyone was super friendly. Everyone wanted to connect with you. I remember just one morning, I was like going to put all my contacts in, and then I was asking one of the guys, like, you know, where do you go to eat breakfast? This guy was coming down. This group of guys, they were there for a bachelor party, and he's like, yo, bro, like, you know when black people see each other, like, yo, like, bro, like, what's going on, whatever. So I ended up like linking with this guy. Yo, bro, putting up some TikToks.
Sorry, I'm going live on TikTok.
You're going live on TikTok?
Yes, you have
shit. This is the first time we've gone live on TikTok, guys.
Exactly.
We just
Sorry
surpassed
to cut you off.
Followers.
Yes, make sure you're following us on TikTok. Sorry to cut you off, man.
Bro, it's all
honest
good.
apologies.
I was going to say, man, I actually thought our TikTok was dead because we were posting for like a year or so and nothing came out of it.
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying? All right, it's okay, bro, if the camera's on you, man.
You don't mind?
Yeah, I don't mind.
All right. There you go. Boom.
Yeah. So, man, I link up with this guy, right? And then we go for breakfast, and I'm sitting there, and then this other girl right there from San Diego, and this other guy who was from LA. He didn't really sit much with us, but overall, I was just like, I saw this other lady sitting by herself. I'm like, hey, like, we're here all together. You want to come join us for breakfast? We ended up becoming friends. We all started becoming friends at that table, man. It was just awesome, bro. And I remember like the first day I landed in Tulum, and you know the cab dropped me off, and first thing I did is like I just put on my flip-flops, my shorts, my t-shirt, and I ran to the sea. Like I ran to the water, and just standing like right there by the water and hearing the sound of the ocean and just seeing palm trees and feeling the weather, especially being cooped up here in the condo in Toronto, bro. It was the most euphoric feeling ever. I cannot describe it. I felt like a lid has been lifted off of me and I can legit fly off and be free. I felt free.
You felt free.
I felt free.
You know, you could finally exhale, let it go.
Man, just the parties, the people, like the energy, the heat.
Was it good food over there?
Bro?
Tell me about the food in Tulum.
Man, the food. I went to this restaurant called Agua de Mar.
Okay.
And it was like set up in like a jungle. So I met two friends. One of them was Cynthia and Steph. And went to dinner together. And I remember, bro, like the richness and flavor of these tacos and the pizza, like local ingredients, bro. I remember just eating it. I was like, wow, this is unreal. Legit, I was looking at the girls and like, guys, like this food is amazing, you know? And the local tacos are on point too, bro. Just the food is just fresh.
How was the tequila?
Tequila, bro. I was drunk every day.
Yeah.
I was getting
Relaxing.
sauce. tequilas, margaritas, Negronis, old fashions, spritzes, everything you can name, bro. And I was sitting at a beach club too, so you have servers serving you at the beach.
That's
So
true.
they're like with like a bucket of like ice and drinks and everything, and guys are serving me. I'm there with the girls, just chilling, like having a good time, looking at the water, talking, having talks, learning about acupuncture. This from San Diego was learning acupuncture. She was teaching bro about acupuncture, which you should do acupuncture, man. She showed me like the textbook of everything that she's learning about, and just it was awesome just seeing people from different backgrounds and different careers, and even entrepreneurs working on some amazing projects, and having good conversations. You know, it's like one of those that like, hi, whatever. You go to a networking event or whatever.
I hate those.
No, bro, we're here living together. We are gonna like, you need me, I need you, like, and we just built a relationship from that. So I walked away from that whole experience with feeling as if I've made friends of a lifetime. Like if I go to Mexico, I know people who I can contact. If I go to San Diego, I have friends. If I go to Zurich, I got friends there. If I go to anywhere in the world, like in Spain, like Israel, I met a couple Israeli guys from there. It's just like,
I think your relationship can foster that quick off a week
do I
vacation.
feel like a relationship can foster like that? Yeah, because I think when people are vulnerable, and I feel like when people are together in one space and you're there alone, you have no other option but to open up. You have no other option but to actually reach out and actually extend a hand and be like, hey, I'm whatever. Because if you're there alone, you can feel scared and not safe, especially if something happens to you. Like no one is there to protect you. So I think as humans, we need this communal feeling with each other, and to really flourish, flocking together really helps. And it only helps if you flock with the people who have the similar mindset. And I was just fortunate to be blessed with people with a similar mindset that were of my kind, you know, and not just my kind, but like my kind in many different ways of like thinking, energy, positivity, anything who was positive and really wanted to connect. That's my peeps.
Nah, I hear that. I'm happy you had a good vacation. You
I
actually got to
deserve this.
relax.
I deserve.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
You've been
man.
hustling for a minute.
Bro.
Over everything needs a chance.
Man, I like legit. I brought my laptop. I never even opened it.
I'm happy you did it. I saw you on Instagram, and I said, "Get your ass off."
Exactly.
I said, "Get you
I
don't
was
take it."
I was looking at the numbers.
Yeah, and I said,
was
"Get
like,
your
let me
ass."
see how TikTok is doing and everything. I'm like, nah. I'm like, you know, Alex is doing his thing out there. Like, I gotta just check out.
Facts. And yeah, look how the TikTok is doing. That one post. Listen, if y'all aren't following us on TikTok, make sure you go do that. We just touched our first 1,000, like you mentioned earlier, and one of our clips got over 40,000 views. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jasmine Lee.
She gave some proper gems on how to buy a crib.
Facts. There was some pushback as well. You know, people were talking about Borrowell, and the credit system that they use to showcase their credit rating. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So. Yeah, yo, I'm happy for you, fam. I'm happy for you, dog. You needed that.
Thank you, man. I need, like, now I'm back. You know, I'm starting the new gig tomorrow.
Refreshed,
man. Clear-minded. I don't feel like this. There's, like, one thing, like, I think a lot of people go through, and it's, like, you feel as if, like, you're doing work. It's, like, busy work mixed with production. And I think we spoke about this a year and a half ago, like, in some early pods, about, like, working sometimes, and you're just doing the action, but you're not actually producing or even being creative, man. And I felt like I had been doing the work, I was going through the motions, but I feel like I lost my creative inspiration just because I saw the same thing every day. So how can I even be inspired or think of new ideas if like I don't have different perspectives or energies? So I definitely recommend, if you're an entrepreneur, make it a point for yourself to actually get out of your environment and actually go out and search for new opportunities. Maybe work at a different location. If you're stuck and you're working from home, work in like a different city for a weekend and just see how that's really going to impact you, because there's energy in every place you go, and sometimes you just need to replenish your energy. And I felt I needed to replenish my energy, and once you replenish that energy, man, your creative forces are back in full effect.
Most definitely. You know who's replenished some creative energy?
Who's that?
Actually, nah, that's not gonna go. That's not. I was trying to make a segue. It wasn't hitting. I was like, nah, I'm
but
stressed.
He's replenishing the energy, though.
You think he's replenishing the energy?
Of course, he's bringing some new blood into the platform.
Yes, Elon Musk is bringing new energy into Twitter. That is a fact. So let's talk about it, bro. Where should we start? There's a lot that's going on with this, and let's talk about why he wants to buy Twitter. Actually, let's talk about what's going on.
Okay,
So
let's give them the facts.
all right. So right now, first off, we're not a news platform. Let's preface that. We're not a news platform. We're a podcast talking about what's happening in the world. So if you're thinking of us as a news platform, please. All right. So Elon Musk is buying Twitter for $44 billion. Want to talk about Owen?
Of course, so
Give him the summation.
Elon Musk is buying Twitter. He's put a bid for Twitter. It's still going through the due diligence process of formulating so he can actually buy Twitter and actually plans to take it private. One of the things that Elon Musk has seen is that, what Twitter is, it's a public forum. It's like more of like the town hall of the internet. Everybody goes there to really speak about their ideas, to really share their thoughts, and really just connect with people who, within a tweet, within a little sentence, I can become friends with you, and we can actually become friends and colleagues just from the ideas that we find interesting together. But over time, what Twitter has really transformed into, it's become a platform where a lot of people don't really have the ability to really share their thoughts without being censored or really being shown as this is not good for community guidelines. And the thing about this is that who defines the community guidelines? And the thing is, it's always a shifting goalpost of what is allowed and what is not allowed. Things that could be factual are classified as disinformation. Who is knowing what disinformation is? So over time, the platform really started shifting towards more about a leftist side of viewing things. And what Elon saw was, okay, I get what you want to do, but you cannot give other people a voice just to push one way of thinking or what is not allowed to be said just because you disagree with it. I can disagree with you, but I need to have the freedom of actually speaking what I want to say without you thinking some other way. And I might disagree with it, but I have a right
To disagree
with you. And just because you disagree with me, I should not be shadow banned. I should not be banned. I should not be suspended. That is very unfair. So you're really creating a platform which has unified thinking and everybody's thinking and saying the same thing. So Elon Musk understanding this is like, you know what? I have the means. I have the ability. I'm a power user of the platform. Let me actually buy a piece of Twitter. He bought like 10% of Twitter.
9, yeah.
And then 9 point something. We'll round it up to 10% just for like nice numbers. He bought 10% of Twitter. They offered him they offered him a seat at the board. He's like, no. And that was actually an amazing move because once you actually accept a seat at the board, you totally remove your powers of actually even perhaps doing a hostile takeover. Mm-hmm. So he legit left himself open for all his options of what he can do to really maximize his stake in the business, or somehow just come in and like as a separate entity really come in and buy the whole thing. And as shareholders and board members, you have a fiduciary obligation to really present the bids to everybody. If a price has been made to the board, you as a CEO, you have the ability to, you should and you must, according to like SEC laws, present that bidding to the shareholders. And 44 billion, if you're a shareholder and you don't really care about what Elon Musk is, but you're in it for a profit, you're definitely going to vote and say, you know what, we're going to make this purchase. So I think that's what went down. And now we're looking at Elon Musk reshaping Twitter and making it a platform that combines everybody who has opposing views and has the left views and the right wing views all together, but still moderate the platform where nobody feels as if like they're not safe.
So what do you think? Why do you think he's gonna do it in terms of bettering society? Because one thing with Elon Musk is his whole platform is based off bettering society. That's his belief. Mm-hmm. So where do you think he's actually gonna take it now that it's going to be private? How do you think he'll play into that?
I think what we're noticing is we're noticing a shift in different platforms really side politically with different people. And I think as citizens of the world, we need a platform that allows us to really speak our minds. Because if we can't go to the newspaper and read without it being twisted, the facts are twisted, you're leaving something out, for me to see a different thing, I can't really trust it. So Twitter has been that platform that has been universally used to share ideas. Mm-hmm. And by making it a better place, it's making everybody feel included. And if you have a diversity of thought, it's still acceptable. You should not be canceled just because you disagreed with someone on Twitter or you said a certain thing. you have that ability. So by making it a better place, it's actually make it an inclusive, legitimately inclusive than what the platform, like the liberal way of looking at things is, has shifted from, hey, let's bring everyone together. But we've noticed like the dissent go from words of like, if you don't really agree with us, we're gonna shun you, we're gonna take you out of this, we're gonna do whatever. And Elon is just like, I'm a liberal at heart, and this is not the way liberal movements should go. It's become very, very far left, and it's becoming like where everybody's not really allowed to share a thought, but without being subjugated to like a shadow ban or being suspended.
But when people talked about Tesla, he got them kicked off the platform.
What do you mean?
When people talked bad about Tesla, they got punishment for that.
How so?
Listen, when people talked bad about Tesla, Elon Musk had them either like fired from the company, and or banned off Twitter. Like, there's things that Elon Musk has done for people that talk bad about him. So it feels counteractive. And one thing that we notice about a lot of billionaires, when it comes to media companies or platforms that control how the mass majority of people think, they do it to protect themselves as well. You know, so I feel like as altruistic as it looks, I think he also wants to protect himself from whatever backlashes can happen. So if something's happening in his Texas plant, for example, he'll have the power to, turn down whatever's happening on Twitter. He'll have that power, and we can't think that that's not a reality.
Of course, but like you have to look at it like this. I mean, the significance of Tesla and let's say Jeff Bezos are not the same.
Cat.
How's it like? No, it's facts, because Bezos controls it's like the virtual Walmart. Not everyone is gonna own a Tesla. Like, I'd like to own a Tesla, but do I really have a desire to go buy a Tesla? No. So if I control like the world economy, like a newspaper publication such as the Washington Post, I can manipulate information for my own business, which is like one of the world's largest retailers. Elon Musk, as much as like Tesla is huge, not everyone can afford a Tesla, so no one really cares.
Yeah, but people are gonna work at Tesla. So it's basically
what fraction of like the population is gonna go try and work
so
at Tesla?
that population is not worth being protected?
It's not worth. Okay, but we're talking about what is being protected here, though.
Because, for example, in Tesla, there's a lot of racial discrimination lawsuits going on. Like, one guy was awarded $137 million for all the racial discrimination that's been going on with him and in the company. Do you think that guy's gonna, once Elon Musk takes over Twitter, do you think that guy would have the exact same voice level as somebody complaining about Amazon? Probably not.
I mean, why would he not, though?
Because if I own that platform, I'm going to, turn down his voice.
So the scenario you're painting right here is that, let's call him David, has been awarded $100 million?
Yeah, over 100 million.
100 million.
Yeah, it actually just got turned down to like 12 or 15 million around there. But it was originally like 137 million.
So Elon Musk, he experienced a racial experience at Tesla, and he got awarded 15 million. But don't racial experiences happen in many offices and workplaces in America?
Exactly.
Okay, but those people speak about it freely.
And they're fine.
And they're fine.
But when it happens at a Tesla manufacturer, it gets downplayed across social media platforms because the owner owns, or across Twitter specifically because Elon Musk owns Twitter. And what happens if he scales? You know what I'm saying? Like, what happens if his power and people are trying to like say, hey, something's happening to Elon Musk, and they're downplaying him on shadow banning him on Twitter?
I think that there's a possibility of that, but I think the magnitude of the effect of him choosing only Tesla employees is significantly small towards what the masses are going to be using the platform for.
Okay.
And like, as unfortunate as it is that this person is going through racial experience, and especially as a black man, of course, like, we deal with racism every day, right? But to the degree I'm gonna go really spew Tesla information on how it's treated every day, that fire is gonna like last for a couple of days and it's gonna go down. So even though he does that, he doesn't really have the motivation to do it because it's him against like this little guy. And like, okay, if you're telling me there's many cases of like racism
Yeah,
happening or
yeah.
whatever?
It's like a what do you call it? It's like it's throughout the entire company, bro. It's not like a one case thing. It's like people are calling people a nigga like 60 times. Like that that's what's going on, bro. That yeah.
Okay.
So when it's systematic is what I was thinking about.
Systematic
There's a
racism.
systematic racism going on. I remember, thing is too is that Elon Musk is from South Africa. Remember, apartheid ended in 1993. You know, so he's been in apartheid as a youngin. You know, so this could be something that is a belief of his that we don't know.
We go back to what we always say. We don't
Let's
know what
talk
we
about
don't
it.
know.
We don't know what we don't know.
We don't know Elon Musk personally. We
Yes.
can only take him at face value for what he's trying to do and what he's communicated. Back about like we're watching Decoy Voice a couple 15 minutes ago, and I was telling you, okay, I like to deal with things in black and white.
Okay.
I like if this is the information you presented to me. Okay, Tesla is racist and there's facts. I'm like, okay, Tesla is racist.
Mm-hmm.
I disagree with that fact. I can also agree with what Elon is trying to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
To the degree of him shadow banning and doing all these things, I don't have that information yet to like say he's going to do that.
Yeah, we don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know. We were talking hypothetically here.
Hypothetically.
Yeah.
But from him, like actually saying what he's saying, to go against and shadow ban people who he's employed to like make their voice not heard, that's kind of contradictory to what he wants to do. So if he really believes in that, it's like, A, make your company really good towards and welcoming all people from different backgrounds and let them do whatever. Take out people who are saying these like derogatory terms to people. And if people want to communicate that, you have to have the balls to take the hits on the platform and say, hey, like, yo, I know this guy works at Tesla and I disagree with it, but he has a right to do that. And fundamentally, I believe Elon Musk does believe that. Like, even though you disagree with me, hopefully he disagrees.
Yeah, I'm just calling a flag. Like,
Yeah,
yo,
yeah.
this could happen.
Yeah.
You should be worried, especially seeing that his company, the company that he's known for, has all these incidents going on.
Mm-hmm.
And that same owner is now going to be running Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible for the CEO to be the voice of the culture of that company, you know, and then impact what's going on, you know? So that's one thing that I'm flagging, like, yo, this hopefully is not bad. Because, yo, honestly, I was someone who really wanted a Tesla. Like, when people would talk about, like, what car you wanted,
push that
bro,
Tesla?
I wanted to push it.
What is it about a Tesla that really intrigued you? Because I've never really fancied those cars.
Really?
Never. I just feel like it's just like, it looks like a regular whip. Like, it doesn't really make me feel high
It
status.
does not look like a regular whip.
Bro,
You know, when you see on driving and you see
Aston Martin.
Okay, but that's like over luxury. Like, Tesla is you know, aiming to be like, I don't want to say affordable luxury, but like everyday luxury. You know what I'm saying? Aston Martin, I feel like, is, you know, trying to make a status symbol. You know, whereas Tesla is more like, it's just innovation more so.
So you like the Tesla for the innovation?
I think it's an innovative car for sure. You know what I'm saying? The self-driving, how the dashboard is, the electric, like when you gas it, it's a different vibe.
So you like the gimmicks of it?
It's not a gimmick. It's the reality. Like, you don't have to pay for gas. It's not a gimmick.
Bro,
it's the reality.
To go and find an electric charging station. That's
It's
like,
not that hard.
What do you mean it's not that hard?
You can find it in most condos nowadays. Condos are building it. The infrastructure is coming. Shout out Josh Aviv. Spark Charge. You can have that.
There's a charging station in this
this building?
Public, yeah, like the Daniels area.
You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, I mean, I like Tesla.
Save money on gas.
Especially gas prices rising.
Exactly.
Like, what is like $3 a gallon?
Exactly. Every
$3
company is
a liter?
moving towards electric vehicles.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I can't see myself. There's actually like some conspiracy theories, like, you know, what we're talking about, how like these digital IDs are coming soon, and you're gonna be putting your information in, like your banking. Eventually, like with gas cars gonna be on the decline, with electric cars on the rise, they'll be able to block you out of like entering your own car.
Wow.
So like they say, oh, you've actually used your remember the whole thing I told you about the carbon footprint? You'll be able now to only travel a certain distance, and once you've reached your cap, they can lock you out of your own car because they'll be able to control through the Tesla circuit boards, and the car, like, you'll be able to put in your information into the system, and they can actually just stop you from like traveling. The same way like they can freeze your bank account It's the same way
They can freeze your car.
They can freeze your car because the technology exists now. So
For
if
sure.
you want to like make a move somewhere else, they'll be able to track you and be like, okay, yo, you've already gone to, let's say we drove to Milton.
Yeah, I got you.
You know
I
what I'm
got
saying?
you. Feeling like this is like a Black Mirror episode.
It's a Black Mirror episode,
where someone's committed a crime that he probably didn't commit, and now he's trying to run for it because he thinks that he's guilty.
Like, yo,
And then
you've used up all your
tokens.
for the
Yeah,
week.
got you.
Like that is the element of control that's coming.
Really?
Yes, they say you'll own nothing and you will be happy.
Hmm.
You'll own, bro. Like people are pissed about Elon Musk buying Twitter, but they don't even see Bill Gates buying up all the farmland, in America.
Yeah.
They don't see BlackRock, like the banking company that controls like a majority of the world's banks, buying all the properties in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So like they'll like control everything, bro. So you won't even be able to own property. Like it's gonna be harder for our kids because they're gonna be living in this like very technology driven society where it's like
Where they'll have more control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's so messed up, and I think instead of us, I mean, like Twitter's big because we use it like culturally. It's like it plays a major part, but I think we should be worried about a lot of bigger things, like randomly a lot of food plants are being burned down.
What?
Yeah, man. A lot of like potato chip factories, a lot of like different places, like they're talking about a lot of
food plants are burning
shortages.
down.
Food shortages. They've been talking about it, and like all these plants are just being burned down randomly. Like, how is this, happening in random?
18.
Yeah.
Hold on. This is
The last
EV magazine.
months.
No, I'm not trusting that.
What
Snopes.
publication was that?
EV magazine. I have no idea what the hell that is. All right, so I'm trying to find a good
But it
news
feels
source.
like Elon Musk is like the revenge. Like, man, it's like he's legit the real world Superman. Like, he's
Iron Man more
Iron
so.
Man. He's going against the establishment. He is going against the establishment. Like now, Biden is forming a ministry of truth. Like, what the heck? Like, to really... So soon as Elon buys the Twitter, he says that we're going to form a ministry of truth to really control, like, the information, bro. They really want to, like, censor us, like, to the T. And that's what's scary. Like, even us YouTubers, everyone, if you're going to be making content, we spoke about this in the past episode, the Bill 11, censorship is becoming...
Bill
becoming a
C11.
thing.
Yeah, it's real.
So what do you see? What do you see about the food plants?
Nothing, bro. There's nothing here that's like from a reputable source. Like
You don't
EV
trust
magazine? No, I don't
They have
trust.
some 10 girls on the cover.
Yeah, this doesn't look trustworthy at all. I won't trust this to give me information. So yeah, there's nothing here that's really from like a news source that looks or sounds trustworthy. I've at least heard from. So I don't know. Maybe there's a PolitiFact. I have no idea what these websites are, so I'm not gonna trust. I don't want to spew anything. So we have to look into that.
Yeah,
you know
we
what I'm
have to look
saying?
into
Conspiracy
it,
theory for now.
It's a major thing that's happening, and I think if you're really interested, do your own research and see how it's really going to affect the economy.
Yes, do your own research. Big gem. Yo, do you think Trump's gonna be back on Twitter?
It'll be good for him to be back on Twitter.
Do you think he will though?
I think, yeah, he should be back. Like, the thing is, what Elon stands for, he wants to, make everyone, like, for example, like Donald Trump, like, what was he saying that got him banned? Like, just because the Twitter people didn't like him talking on the thing, so they got him banned. Was it like the whole January 6th thing?
Yeah.
Okay, but it doesn't constitute for him to be banned, though.
All right. We talked about this. What constitutes what should a platform be held accountable for?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We could, if you want to rehash that conversation, like where should a platform
With what we
be
know
accountable?
now, like let's actually revisit this now.
Sure.
With the new stuff happening now. Should he be I'll bring it to you. Should he be allowed back?
I think you should never really be kicked off. You know what I'm saying? I think there needs to be like content that goes against what he's saying. But the question is, it's not that I should be kicked off. It's should platforms be held liable? If a platform sees somebody about to murder somebody, planning a murder against somebody, should they be liable for seeing that trend happen to somebody and not doing anything about that? What do you think? Because that's why you got kicked off. It wasn't because of what you said. It was because they would be held liable.
I think we need to know who's the judge towards, like, what is the due diligence process to say, because I can say, hey, I'm gonna kill you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And remember, we're looking at technology here. I'm reading a tweet, so the way you interpret what I said versus the way I said it can mean two different things. I can say, bruh, I'm gonna kill you if you do that, right? And the tonality of what I'm saying is like in a very lighthearted, joking manner, where even if I'm saying to someone, you as a person who's looking at the relationship or like the tweet, you don't know us in real life. You're seeing what you're reading online. So to really hammer down onto these little things, there needs to be like a bigger, advanced way of really looking at, is this really factual or not? But the thing with Trump, it's interesting because he's the president of America, right? But between you and I, it gets difficult to really see if that is facts or not, and to really understand the tonality. If it was a video and you can see my body language, you can hear my voice, you can see the rage, and I have a history of saying that, then I'll be like, okay, hey, we've noticed a couple of things and whatever. We are going to temporarily ban your account because showing the strikes, hey, you use the word kill repetitively, you said this and this and that I'm okay with. But the thing, Trump, that is very like in the
Gray area.
The gray area is because he didn't really say go burn down the house. He was just like talking about how outraged he was for losing the election, and by the fact that he was outraged, people decided to go storm the thing. But if he says go burn down the Capitol, like the whatever, then like, yo, whoa, like let's suspend your account for now because you're actually literally saying go do this and whatever. But him just showing rage for like his disdain for what happened, and someone just saying, hey, like we're gonna ban you because we're talking about how pissed you are because you lost the election, and this is the way you feel about it.
Or it feels like he doesn't lose the election.
He doesn't feel like he lose the election. We're gonna ban you. That's the thing about it, man. It's just like, I think the guidelines, they, as I said before, they're moving the goalposts every single day, and we're allowing someone with a liberal arts degree in Twitter's office to like look at that and be like, okay, I'm gonna ban his account. Oh, I don't like the way he looks. I don't like the way he said this.
It's a slippery slope.
It's slippery slope. So that's where I come from.
I hear you. I honestly don't have an opinion as yet, man. I still need to like
You're
formulating my opinion, you know. And honestly, I'm not sure if I'm the right person to speak on it as yet, you know. Like I really want to like learn to get more information over it, because I realize I'm so deep in my own business that I don't have the bandwidth to dive into everything going on to really have a strong opinion on it as of yet. And that's the kind of the crux of working too much that can really affect you, is when you get so into your own cycle of work that you don't have enough time to pull your head up, to start looking at everything going on in the world and start really associating. And then you can just look at the news and get a quick hit of what the news is and think that you know what's going on. And that can lead you to be misinformed or, uninformed.
It takes a lot of time and effort to really go out there and search for information yourself.
Yeah.
Like at the hands of our fingertips, we have Twitter, Instagram, whatever. And like now you're seeing all these Twitter accounts like that make fake quotes of different NBA players saying certain things, and you're like, oh, Zion Williamson is ready to play in Game 6. I'm like, yo, they just got eliminated. And someone who doesn't follow basketball, you can see that. Like, for example, I think you said this earlier. I'm like, yo, does Alex know the Pelicans just got eliminated? And I'm like, yo, who tweeted that? And you're like, Hoop Central. But I'm like, I think I saw that tweet, and I remember him saying Zion Williamson has informed the Pelicans that he is not ready to play for Game 6. But instinctively, when you look at that picture, you're going to see he's ready to play for Game 6. But you just taking that snap bit of information, now you're like, yo, like Zion's playing. I'm like, nah, bro, I don't think he's that. They're eliminated. It's stuff like that, you know, people who are lazy don't want to really like get into it, Yo, we got some. How's the TikTok doing, man?
Someone wanted to go live with us for a second.
Yo, let him go live. I think that let's be like a.
Want to let him go live? All right. Hey, ask us again to go live. We'll let you in.
How many viewers are watching?
0. We had people come in though. Shout out to Coco. She came in. Shout out to the Diamond family. He said just became a top 1 viewer. Someone said sent a finger heart. So people are interacting. If you're following us at 24/7 Hustler on Twitter, go do that. You know. So yeah.
Yeah. So that's my take on the whole thing. Like, I think Trump should be back. From what we know and like what we saw while he got banned, I don't think he's the one who was saying go do it. I just think some people, he had influence, but hey, a lot of people have influence on certain things, but it doesn't mean they should get completely banned from a platform.
Yeah, most definitely. So let's talk about Netflix. Yeah. You know, that is something that's funny.
Is coming down.
Yeah, man. I don't know who could have guessed it. I don't know who would have called it. Exactly, fam. I am the one who guessed it. I said it years ago.
You're the oracle.
I don't know.
You're like the business oracle. Like,
don't
you make predictions on certain things, and somehow, some way, they just come true.
You know what I'm saying? So, what do you think about Netflix losing? I won't take credit for that. I'll let you say it. Yeah. You know, what do you think about Netflix losing 200,000 subscribers, bro?
I think it's just a spirit of the times.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you look at what Netflix has been over the past 15 years, from going from a mailer company to becoming like this platform where you can stream anything and offer anything at any time, it was so unheard of. They were the first mover towards the market. They came in with a refreshing offering where instead of going to the movies with my family, I can actually sit at home and create my own theater at the crib. And that was a great offering with so much refreshing content. The licensing plays they did with Sony, with Disney, and all these different companies, they created like a package which was so good and very cheap at the time. They sustained that to for a very long time, but I think the pandemic really exposed them, because what happened is that you have all these other platforms who are noticing, okay, why are we giving Netflix our content when we can actually just make our own streaming service and have people pay that? Disney did that. You have HBO doing that. You have Crave. So you have all these different options, and they're taking the hit shows that made Netflix good, because you have to look at it. And I read this in an article. What makes a service really good is that you have a great catalog and you have shows that continually are forever hits. The Office, Friends, Seinfeld, Everyone Loves Raymond, all these Fresh Prince. So when these networks take, you know what, we're gonna like keep this for ourselves and we're gonna create our own thing and do that. So now Netflix is in this position where they're constantly creating new content. So example, Ozarks is done. Okay, I just crushed all of Ozarks in 4 days. All right, I'm not coming back again. So I'm like looking, okay, why am I paying for this thing when there's no other content I can continue to watch, like The Office, which kept me here because they're being pulled back. So all the Time Warner, all these other companies can keep their thing. So now they're like in this space of like continually creating new content, like Finding Anna. I mean, I never really liked that show to begin with, but it was like hyped up, and people leave Finding Anna, they watch Finding Anna, they continue moving on. So now you have that's happening. So like their content play strategy just continually dwindled down, and they've lacked a focus on really realigning on what's really going to make people stay and not just here for the glitz and glamour shows and whatever. And of course, they thought like cinemas are going to be gone forever. But I think now we're seeing that people actually enjoy the experience of being in a big screen, being part of the movie. And now we're realizing that we can watch as many stuff at home, but we actually like that experience of going to the movies, you know? And that's a timeless experience that's been here for decades.
Yeah.
And you thought you can replace that? You can't, right? So now they have to be innovative. Like, okay, what are you going to do? Live sports? If they have live sports on Netflix, I'll be like a great loyal subscriber. Like, imagine just turning on the Raptors and not finding like streams online just to watch that, man. So I think that's that, and of course the war, man. They pull out the Russia stuff. They don't want the Russians. They lost like 700 subscribers.
700,000 subscribers.
Exactly. So I don't know how they're gonna come back from this, man. And they're predicting they're gonna lose more.
Probably. I think, well, the competition stick, like you're saying, and the promise they originally made to us is no longer there.
What promise?
The promise was originally, I'll say that again. The promise was originally like $10 per month for quality content that would be at scale. So you could have a ton of variety and hit shows, right? So what I mentioned previously was that now that Disney is on Netflix's ass, they're not gonna renew their licensing. So what I predicted was like years ago, I'm like, oh, the license up in like X years. Once that license up, they ain't renewing. They're taking their content and they're going. And that's what's happening now. So Netflix has to create content to keep up with the demand. So they have like way more demand than they have supply. You know, so right now they're trying to like figure out how to fill all that in, because everyone's just consuming the content like that because they can consume it so quickly, which has never been happened before in history. And you
see the way like the shows are being released. Like, would you rather them, for example, Ozarks? Like, we're both big fans of that show.
Yeah.
Would you rather them release an episode like a day, or give you everything at once? I mean, I think what they did with like the part 1, part 2, I think that was good because it kept us coming back. Like, we're subscribed for a while now, but a lot of the trends of the shows is like they'll just put the whole season in the thing, and it kind of kills the joy of
watching it. I think they should have like staggers. Like, I feel like how what they did with Ozark was too long, but they could have like had like maybe like once a month, once every 2 months. There's like parts that drop, like maybe 3 episodes every other month. It would be fire.
And you're savoring those episodes. Like crazy, you know, like even like Top Boy, man. Top Boy, just everyone.
And you just wax that one time.
Everything everyone's talking about on the timeline. I'm like, bro, like, we all haven't watched it. So, like, I think you're creating, like, the discourse about the shows is ruining the experience for everyone who hasn't watched it.
Yeah.
And, like, I watch it, I'm like, okay, what other shows am I going to watch? Like, and the thing is about watching a show on Netflix, it's an investment, especially if you're not familiar with it. It's like, okay, am I going to invest in this show? I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
So, like, to have discovery, it's like hard because a lot of us don't have time.
That's a fact. So how do you think they're going to play it out now to actually keep driving more revenue? They're saying they're going to do the ads platform, right?
Yeah, man, it just sounds it's going to be like YouTube now. So like if I have a Netflix Lite that's free, so I'm watching a show.
It's not even going to be free. It's going to be like $1 or like something like that, then with ads.
Bruh, like that just ruins. The thing that the goal of Netflix is to watch anything and whatever you want uninterrupted.
Yeah.
Now I'm watching. It's like the climax of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, buy Dollar Shave Club. Like what?
Yeah.
Like,
I'd hate that,
man. Like,
bro, you know what I was thinking? I think it would be sick for Netflix.
What?
So basically, here's what I think. It would be very interesting and petty if Netflix did what Disney does.
What's that?
They do merch. They do products through their marketing, right? Like you buy Mickey Mouse shit for your kids because of the character on Disney.
Yeah.
You know, you buy merch from the NBA because of the content you watch. So like, for instance, with that movie that went super big, what was the suicide movie?
Which one?
One, the game show movie.
Was it the Asian one, Japanese one?
Yeah, the
Squid Game.
Squid Game.
Squid Game.
Jeez.
They made like merch with it.
Bro, they made merch with Squid Game and that sold out. You know, Vans went crazy. White Vans went crazy. The merch from the story, from the content of the characters went crazy. And one thing Netflix is still good at is creating or finding good content. You know, so Top Boy merch. You know what I'm saying? Like things like that could really be a revenue generating.
Because there's a lot of people, even Seinfeld merch too.
Seinfeld merch, you know, but they'd have to have it specific because they're creating new content, right?
Got you.
But they couldn't do it for the license. Seinfeld's like, give me that.
Jerry Seinfeld.
He's gonna come for that.
And Larry David, they're like, bruh, like
come for that.
Give
Swing that.
Me pay me.
Exactly.
You know, like, fuck you, pay me.
Exactly.
Like, oh, you don't have your rent on time? Fuck you, pay me. Oh, your child needs daycare money? Fuck you, pay me. Like, everything is just like, I don't care about you.
Yeah, give me that coin. But that would be, I think that could be the lane though for Netflix.
Yeah, I think
especially how they have a lot of baby content as well. Like they're having kids grow up on Netflix.
Yeah.
The relationship is so, you know, close. So if they had like conventions and shit like that for their whole audience to like galvanize in, I think that could be the next move.
I'm finding myself looking at other, because I told you the other day, I enjoy watching these gritty crime shows. The British know how to make those shows really good. So I there's this one show I like called Line of Duty.
Okay.
And I saw this show crush the first 5 seasons. I even told my sister, I was like, yo sis, you gotta check out, because she also likes the same kind of shows I do, right? And I was like, this is early in the pandemic. It's like, yo, bro, like, yo, that Line of Duty show is unreal. So 5 seasons. So I wanted to watch it again, but I realized they took out the first 4 seasons and they only left me with the last season. I'm like, what the hell, Line of Duty? Then I realized, I went searching online, they scrapped that because now there's like a service called BritBox. So you have all the best TV shows that like
Are from
Line
Britain.
of Duty, Luther. Remember Luther with Idris Elba, man?
Yeah.
Like everything. They took out everything and they're putting it within this BritBox platform. So I was thinking about like maybe subscribing to it, because they like I like the detective shows. That's all I watch. So I'm like, okay, if all I watch is detective shows and they have movies too, why not just give it a trial?
Netflix is getting eBayed right now.
eBay?
Yeah, like eBay at one point was like the dominant platform
Yeah.
for having
For
all the marketplaces. Then there's Grail, there's Poshmark, there's this, that, there's this. Every form of eBay is
eBay's
like,
there,
you know?
Like, yeah, it was like a David versus Goliath. Like, they were like Goliath for a long time.
A minute.
My goodness, bro, it was crazy. And it's just funny to see, man, because I remember I wanted to buy Netflix shares.
Yeah.
Back in like early on, I was like, you know, I was telling Nadine back in the day, I was just like, yo, I want to buy Netflix shares. It was like $180 a share back in like 2014. This is when I started learning about investing, and you know, I'm making like small money from Good Life, and I gotta pay bills. So like to buy a share, to buy 2 shares, that's like half a rent right then and there. And lo and behold, man, I really missed my chance, like to really see that the share price rise up
Of Netflix.
It rose to like $5 a share, but now it's like drastically gone down, you know. So
Would you cop some more Netflix, or you think Netflix is done?
I think I have to do the homework behind it, but I don't really see a future where they can really re-emerge as being a dominant platform, because I think there's other streaming platforms that can watch live sports, like DAZN, right? So I'm like, okay, if all I want is live streaming sports on demand, I can just go to DAZN. If I really want a good movie, I can watch Netflix. If I want whatever, I can go Amazon Prime. There's so many things that I can go to now that I don't really see it justifying a share price that can one day come back to like $5, like where it was like King of the Hill.
So do you remember when I said that there's no real white space?
There's no real blue ocean?
No real blue ocean?
Remind me, when did you say this? Give me the context of the conversation, like, because I
was saying,
always give credit to you when you say it to me.
So I was saying that at the end of the day, you're always going to be competing. There's no real blue ocean, you know. It's just finding a strategy to feel like you are giving your audience a blue ocean, but in the actuality, you're always competing.
So you are saying that any business that thinks they're in a blue ocean are legit in a red ocean, but have created their own little blue within the red.
Exactly.
But they don't really have uncontested.
It's always contested.
Yeah. So would you say Apple has created a blue ocean?
No. Apple is competing with Android. Apple's competing with a ton of people. It's just that they're in multiple red oceans.
But they within those red oceans, they own a big part of the red ocean.
Sure. So they're killing a lot of companies.
That's kind of depressing to know, because you get into business to really dominate. So like, to think about dominating, and if you are dominating, you're only dominant for a certain time. It's like being a hooper. Like, eventually you're gonna die down. Your limbs and your athleticism is gonna not be the same. Like, look at Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he is a shell of himself. Look at LeBron, as great as he is. We see the defects. Like, There's a new kid in town, the new crop, Jason Tatum. Like these guys are coming in, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, we all have a run, and I think we're seeing the run of like Netflix.
Yeah,
Come down.
word. The competition's thick. I think it's got to go the Disney route. I think they could do good with the Disney route.
With the merch, as you said.
Yeah, with product that comes with movies and TV shows and things that they acquire.
Like Netflix, like if I can buy that merch off my TV.
Yeah, just have a QR code come up.
You know,
it's
scan
like
this for like this thing. Imagine if you're watching a show.
Those should be the ads.
The what?
Those should be the ads.
Those should be the ads, exactly.
Yeah.
Right? Like, hey, scan this if you want to buy this like costume. Like it just pops up right then and there, and I scan it, I can like check out my size. Or, hey, you want to buy this like fork that like this guy used in this show? Like, let's say if it's like a kind of like a Game of Thrones type of thing.
And then Netflix would have like an API integration with Shopify.
Oh my god,
that would be lit.
We always come up with these ideas, and like we're not in these boardrooms like sharing our thoughts.
Yeah, we're just talking shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if they make that shit happen, man, whatever. But you know who's not talking shit? The artists that are about to get paid from Rolling Loud.
What is Rolling Loud?
Rolling Loud is a festival. Okay. Rolling Loud is a rap festival, to be specific.
So it's been in America and now it's in Toronto?
Exactly. It was in Florida. It's been, I think Florida was the main spot that I know of. At least I can speak to.
So what's so fascinating about it?
It's one of the biggest festivals in culture coming to... In hip-hop culture coming to Canada, come to Toronto. So it's a really big opportunity, especially for Canadian artists. You know, not that many people are going to be on the same stage as Future, Dave, Wizkid, you know, but they're going to be. There's like a 20-year-old rapper named Don Valley that's from Toronto.
Don Valley?
Don Valley. Sounds like Don Valley, right?
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah, Don Valley. And, bro, he's like 20 years old. He made like 3 songs that perform well. And now he's going to be on the main stage of Rolling Loud. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. So it's a really big opportunity for Toronto artists. And people are saying that it could get shot up, though. Because there's like so many hoodmans that are in it. Like there's other dudes that are in the lineup that are beefing with each other. You know what I'm saying? So like,
it's gonna be like guns and like.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not. You know.
Yeah, we Toronto, we deserve nice things, man. And like like it's not every day rolling out an event like Rolling Out Loud comes to the city. Rolling Loud. Yeah. You said Rolling Out Loud.
You said Rolling Out Loud.
Rolling Out Loud. Right now.
Yo, somewhere somebody is cringing like, oh, jeez.
If I made your skin crawl, just let us know on 24/7.
Word. But yeah. This is a really big, because a lot of times, you know, as creatives, we complain about the opportunities that come from Toronto. But this is a big thing that if this goes well and continues to go, it could be like a real streamline for artists. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like they blow up and then go perform at Rolling Loud, and that becomes their like, you know, momentous occasion.
It's also good for the city's economy.
Exactly.
You know, it gives people jobs. Like it really like brings like tourism to another level.
Because, that's a fact.
You know, like man's like Dave coming through. Wizkid, so Drake's not gonna. I mean, I think Drake will make an appearance. Like, there's no way this thing is coming to the city, and a guy like Drake not at least like saying, "Yo, you can't come to my town," and like I'm not making an appearance.
Yeah, I feel like he'd probably make a surprise appearance.
Drake, like this guy.
Yeah, where something like this, he definitely has to touch. All right. So let's make a bet of where he's gonna come out. So there's Baka Not Nice performing. You know who Baka Not Nice is?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay. So there's Baka Not Nice, I think it's Pressa performing. I'm not sure, but TV Gucci is another one that he could bring out, possibly. Wizkid and Drake have songs featuring Drake. Future's definitely bringing out Drake. What am I saying? What am I saying?
Album?
Definitely.
There's even Dave, like, you know, like,
definitely.
I'm running to the money. Like, whoa. Wanna know now seem dope.
I like this music career, fam.
Yeah, bruh. We were talking last night, everyone, and I was telling, we were with Dorcas, and we're doing like our meeting, and we were talking about dreams we had, and like, you know, she used to be an engineer, now she's a videographer. And I was like, man, I wish I was an actor. If I could be like an understudy, an actor, I feel like I've accomplished my goal of that dream, of seeing myself on the big stage and seeing myself on TV. I actually did a commercial with Colin. Nadine and I did a Raptors commercial way back in the day.
I remember.
Remember that commercial?
Yes,
yeah, we did that. So it was the best thing about it was my mom actually called me. He's like, "Hey, Owen, I saw you at like whatever. I'm like on TV. I was watching the Raptors." I'm like, that was the best thing ever. Like my mom's randomly watching the game because she's also a Raptor fan too, and she sees the game and the commercial comes up. It's like, "Oh, what is that? Is that Owen?" And so you can rewind the thing, and she sees me, and it was the best moment ever because it's just kind of like "Mama, I made it" kind of moment. So that was one of them ones, and I just want to do like a show. I want to feel like a star. I want to do a lot of things in my life apart from business. Multiple careers that I always wanted to do. I want to be a fisherman. I want to be a butcher. I want to be a I want to be a fisherman. I want to be a butcher. I want to act. I want to play in a golf tournament.
I see that for you. The fisherman and butcher, I'm trying to connect. Like, where does that...
So I feel like naturally I want to be within like the grungy work. I want to be doing a lot of stuff like being out in the ocean and the sea. Okay. Stuff that is away from what I've grown up to, like, okay, business, entrepreneurship, white collar job, whatever. I legit want to do many different jobs that involve me being out and interacting with other people, like to really cut meat, catch nature, and serve people, man. Because I've always been enamored by being a butcher, like seeing them cut meat, package it up, put it within like the grinder, pack, you know, like, and being within that, there's an essence about it that
really
they're serving people. So and fishermen, it's being in the water, being connected with nature. It's peace. You're away from the city, and catching fish is an art. So I wanna really work on my artistry in that position, and I can actually say I've lived a full life where I changed my career multiple times. I was like, man, I was a world famous podcaster about business. I built a multi-million-dollar business. I won a golf tournament that was recognized, and I played with a lot of great players. I spent a year on the sea catching salmon. I spent a year in let's say Italy being a butcher, right? And when I have grandkids, I can tell them, hey, granddad, like, how was your life? Tell me. It's like, you know, but I was my 39, 40. I spent a year being a butcher. I won this golf tournament. I took a year off and I practiced my game, and I won this tournament, and Tiger Woods was there. Those moments where you can say I lived a very full life, I'm excited to challenge myself and do those type of things.
Interesting. Yeah, living a life of versatility, I think, is definitely key, because then you feel like you followed your heart.
Yeah.
And not just lived by someone else's like thought process.
Man, and there's also beauty in doing things that are not conventional. Maybe working at a coffee shop. You have the ability to go find a corporate job and like make 6 figures if you want. But just being in a coffee shop, playing coffee shop music, making coffee for people, or espressos or cappuccinos, lattes, and being happy with that, that is like what I want to chase. Because once you reach a level where you know I can always go back to that life, I have a safety net, I have the qualifications, I worked hard, but let me chase the finer things in life. Maybe let me go be a farmer. Let me go work, let me do these smaller jobs. Let me go be a care like taker. I think those things really mold you and they build your character.
Was that always a thinking process of yours, or was that something that you've come to as of recent?
I think I've come to it recently, to be honest, because I always visualize myself as becoming very successful and wealthy, and that is something that I'm gonna work hard to do. But I really started defining what success is to me. And success to me is more about doing the things that are intrinsically, intuitively happening right now, and I'm trusting my gut and doing that. So let's say I can say, I want to quit my job and go to Colombia and work in the farm fields over there. Or I want to go back home and like work at a beach club and just be happy with that. I think intuitively there's a certain path that's going to take you towards that. You might go to a beach club, you might meet this person, and you end up living like a life of purpose, meaning that you never really faked the funk. Like you legit did what you wanted to do when you wanted to do it, and you did not mind not living the way you lived before. Because I think your living situation changes all the time. Like, okay, I'm here in this condo, but I can easily go back and share a space with other guys and like, live whatever. I can come back to this if I want to. But the ability to do that and just like be okay with it and not feel like the societal pressures of becoming this person, I think if you let go of that and choose to do it because you want to do it, I think that's a very successful life.
Beautifully said, man. As we work towards wrapping up, bro, what do we have coming up this week?
We're recording with Steve. We're doing our first show at a winery.
Yes.
We're traveling to do a documentary style podcast. So that's gonna be exciting. We got we're getting back into the swing of things. We had a great meeting. I'm gonna put more content out, which I'm excited for. But other than that, nothing. But I also want to give a shout out to my boy Charles. We had a conversation yesterday when I went to see him, and we spoke about this idea about showing up. And it comes with the idea of what success is. And showing up is more than just physically showing up. Showing up is about, if I go to bed today and I look back, did I show up? Did I show up in every conversation? Did I show up in every interaction? Did I show up for you today? Did I give you my best? Was I present? Did I do my bed the best way that I can? It's about living life with taking every action seriously and doing it the best of your ability, and it builds towards your success. So what is success? Success is, it's the progressive realization towards a worthy ideal. What is that ideal for you? And if you work on those steps and you show up mentally, spiritually, physically, and you're ready to go, that is like the best way to become successful, in my opinion. So it really made me look at what success is, and I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna do the dishes, I'm gonna do the dishes the best way that I can. If I'm gonna clean the carpet, I'm gonna walk away from that carpet and be like, I did my best at that job. And I think forming these behaviors, it allows you to really translate those skills to other things that are going to build onto your success, because you're now molding into a person who's actually serious about everything you do. And people sense that. People watch. He brought this example of, he was at a restaurant and a waitress was serving him and his cousin. And the service he got from this lady, she was so attentive. She educated him on the meals. She checked up on him. She was so showed up for her job, even though she's a waitress, but it left such a great impression on Charles, where he felt compelled to tell me, bro, this waitress today, like, I'm going to write a review for her. She doesn't know like what happened, but she showed up for us. And I felt so inspired, because I was like, you know what? I'm never going to leave anything. I'm never going to go to bed and say, if I did 2 tasks, did I show up for those tasks? And I think if I do that, and if you do that, I think you'll live a very successful life no matter what, because you did not cheat someone out of effort, and you did not cheat yourself out of effort, man. So I want to leave everyone with that. As we go into this week, show up for yourself, show up for everything that you're going to do. If you're going to talk to your mom, show up and be present in that conversation. If you're going to say hi to someone, be there and actually be present, and don't leave that interaction like, did I really cheat him of my best and being vulnerable and actually talking to them and telling them how I'm doing? It's these little things that really make you into a very successful person, the way you want to define success. But I just wanted to share that with you, because it really impacted me, and it really molded the way I look at how I'm gonna live my life day to day, and taking every action with seriousness, because I know it's gonna build onto the next action.
That's a fact. Showing up daily for everything. Show up, man. Show up, like, and it's gonna do wonders, because it shows most definitely. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, hustle is what you can control, so control your grind and control your life. I'm Alex,
and I'm Owen Osinde,
and that's the episode, y'all. Peace.